and the average American makes about $27 an hour.
Okay, so this is a common misuse of statistics. Let's talk about what our friend got right and wrong. The average is also typically called the mean. So what you would do is you would take the hourly income of every person in the United States and divide that by the number of people in the United States. That would give you an average of $27. The issue is that people like Jeff Bezos making $13+ million an hour are skewing the data for everybody else. It's messing up the measure of center, and there are 3 different measures of center. The measures of center are mean, median, and mode. The median hourly wage would be what's in the middle of the entire data set. So what's in between someone making $2.25 an hour and what's in between Jeff Bezos, what's in the dead center. The mode, which is what I would use to measure the average income of the American, is the value that occurs the most. This is part 2 of misusing statistics, so if you haven't seen part 1, go back and look at that. So in part 1, I discussed how there are 3 measures of center: mean, median, and mode. What does that really mean? When data occurs naturally, it's going to fit, or really closely fit, a normal distribution, also known as a bell curve or a normal curve. In a normal curve, the mode, median, and mean are the same. So for example, here are the heights of men and women in the United States. As you can see, they kind of take on the shape of a bell curve. In this case, because the mean, median, and mode are all the same, the mean is a great measure of center or average. What is the average human height? The problem is that the hourly incomes of people in the United States do not fit a normal distribution. So that's why mean isn't the best measure of value. Stay tuned for part 3. This is part 3 of misusing statistics. So if you haven't seen parts 2 or 1, you got to go back and catch up. In the last video, I talked about how hourly incomes in the United States do not fit a normal curve. This is because the hourly income in the United States is skewed. So what does that mean? Well, our mean no longer equals our median, no longer equals our mode. This is positively or right skewed data. Why is this data skewed? Well, the majority of people are over here making, $7.25, $15 an hour, hopefully, getting us up to the mean of 27. The problem is over here are people like Jeff Bezos and billionaires. They're skewing our data right or positively by moving our mean further and further away from our mode. That's why mean is not the best way to look at the average income in the United States. It's actually going to be mode. Hey, a lot of folks are asking for the mode, and I did find it, but I didn't label it well when I posted it. So I'm going to label this part 4. Okay, y'all, I did it. I found the mode. This is the 2010 census data. So you can see here that the mode, that's the value that occurs the most, so the most percentage of families make that income, is between $15,000 and $20,000. Meanwhile, the median income was like $48,000 in 2010. This does not have the mean label on it, but here you can see the mode is different than the mean, right? I thought the mode would represent the most families and be the most typical. That's why I'd want to pick the mode. I've gotten a lot of comments that others would pick the median, and I guess it's what type of data you're trying to look at. Are you trying to figure out what the true average income is, or what the typical life is in an American home? So if we assume the mode income is right in between 15 and 20, so let's make it 1750.